So debriefing is really important because, well, basically a good athlete's going to plan, going to do it, and is going to look back at it. And the best athletes do that a lot, okay? They look at it meticulously, and they learn from it. It's not about punishing yourself. It's not about patting yourself on the back either. Like, it's good and you'll feel success and everything, but if you really want to improve, you always get a lesson from it. So great athletes, I'd suggest go buy yourself a journal. Great athletes will do that. They'll journal every day. And if that's too much, you can do it once a week. Okay, this is your training. And then when it comes to your competition, you're going to do a much bigger debrief where you go through everything, because there's much more things to think about. There's much more anxiety. There's much more kind of things that are going on. A daily training debrief. So you can either do this in a journal or you can do this in a sheet like this. And what I tried to do was make it as extensive as possible so that you can cut down or change it the way you like. Okay? But ultimately, so for a training, any training, so and when we talked about being prepared, right? Part of being prepared is setting goals and working towards those goals. So that's an important part, because if you just go to training and you just sort of go through the motions, you're not really getting anything out of it. But if you have a goal for that training, then you're going to work towards that, and then you're going to get that. So part of this links with your goal setting. You start off with what your goal is for that training. Okay? Your coach might have a plan, this and that. Your goal can be technical, okay? It can also be mental. So it can also be, today I want to focus for 50% of my exercises. Or whenever I'm moving, I want to be focused. Okay? So it can be that. Or I really want to control my anxiety on this jump. Or I want to hit this level, like I want to hit 3 foot. Okay? It can be technical, it can be skill, it can be just how you want to feel and what you want to do. And like we said from the beginning, mental skills are great, but they're just like physical skills. They don't improve unless you practice them, unless you do them, try them. So it starts with a goal, okay? So that's usually what you do. You'll see this becomes very easy after a while. But so it starts with a goal. And then the key components to a debrief is, what did I do well and why? What could be improved? How? And then what am I going to do to fix? Like, what am I going to do to improve? So what are the next steps? Competitive riders, like, the better you get at picking out your mistakes and what you're not happy with. And we talked about this a little bit last time, but when you were a kid, when you first started, you made a heck of a lot of mistakes, right? Did it bother you? No. It doesn't bother you, you don't care. Now you make one tiny little mistake and it affects your whole training, right? Whereas part of the training was actually really good. Right? So by looking at what we do well, we can say, you know what, I'm okay. And also, I want to do that again. So if I learn how to do that well, I can do it well again, and I can do it well again, and then by the time the competition comes, it'll feel super easy, right? It'll be automatic by that point. Yeah. So it's what went well and why, so that I can repeat it, because I want to keep doing this. So what could be improved? So what did you not like? You want to focus on that. We don't want to ignore the mistakes. I know we have a tendency to sort of just say, oh, that's not like me, I can't do that, or like, oh, whatever, I don't do those mistakes. But look at it. Why did you do it? Was it a loss of focus? Was it the horse? Or, what was it? Because we can change that, right? And try and change it. So, and I call that like objective reflection, right? Look at it. Don't beat yourself up about it. You might not be happy, and that's fine, but there's no sense beating yourself up about it and forgetting about it. Look at it, and how can I make it better? And then if you actually say how, and devise a plan on how to make it better, and you do that, you're gonna feel a heck of a lot better. So then, after that, it's actions that I will take in order to improve in my next training. So very easily, this goes to the top of the list the next day, or at the end of the week, okay? So and in here, basically all this is just a section to sort of rate your focus, anything technical, like how did I feel 1 to 10 on my focus? And if there's any specific comments like, I lost my focus because a squirrel ran through the barn or something like that, or I lost my focus because I was really tired and I didn't get enough sleep. Okay, because you can learn from all of these things, and they go into your competition plan too. Here, coach feedback, and anything else you kind of want to write. It's great to take in coach feedback as much as you can. They're gonna have goals for you. You can work on those goals too, okay, based on your last event, and you can use a lot of this information to create a competition plan. So was I prepared? Did I do the work? Because that's probably the biggest thing, right? Was I ready for this? Yes or no? And if not, what could I do to make that better? How would I change my training, my focus, my intensity, my motivation? What would you want to change? Did you feel like you were together? Were you working together? Did he trust you? Were you giving him appropriate cues? And if yes, what were they? How do I do them again? If no, what was I doing that I could change? Sometimes when we get competing and we get really into this, we focus so much on outcome and just going that we sometimes lose the enjoyment. But when you think about it, your best ever performances are really when you're just enjoying yourself. So that's a big part of good performance, is having fun. So did I enjoy my performance? Did I have fun? Was I positive? Okay, if no, how can I change that? Do I need to sit with my horse for 2 minutes before I go on and think about why I do this and why it's fun?